Also, the part of American Wasteland, this time we're going to pay for the boat as we're going to the oil rig. It's about $200, we have 500, easy to spend right now.
Nice! You wait here while I get this piece of junk moving.
Now, what I kind of like about this is the fact that we do actually travel to the area from this boat. We don't just teleport there, we do essentially, like, you know, get to skate about in this little place here, which is kind of neat to skate in, except it is a bit glitchy and awkward. And we do see the oil rig, however, then it starts putting in this fog, and yeah, this is their way of, like, trying to mask the whole background thing, because that's not the actual oil rig, it's just a background image. The actual oil rig, also, some big spine transfers as well, gets loaded up like that. And now the entirety of Santa Monica, whatever, is gone, Santa Cruz. And now, here is the oil rig. It is the same oil rig from Pro Skater 3 Xbox, except now, it is a bit different, a bit more old, I guess, and there's a bit more to it, in fact, which I like a lot more than the Pro Skater 3 version. And we're also about to meet a character who I honestly kind of like, but honestly because he is the goofy kind of character I expect from Tony Hawk games. Ladies and gentlemen, that character is Mega.
Are you Mega? Tony Alva said you may be able to help me.
Alva's an old friend. What do you need from me?
I need to dig up the old Green Pipes Point skate park. Alva said you got heavy machinery skills that could be useful.
Green Pipes Point, up in Topanga Canyon. I know the place. Tell you what, do me a few favors, and I'll see what I can do.
Sure, just name it.
How about helping me feed my pet shark? I've been banging on this rail, trying to call him, but he can't hear me. I'll bet he's way over by the beach, looking to chomp on some dumb tourist snoozing on a raft. If you can make a big enough bang, I'll bet he'll come rapidamente. To spark up his spurs, grind up this cleat, then acid drop into a grind on the next one.
Yeah, sure thing. There's a lot of fucking combos you can make from this little grind spot here for Ring the Dinner Bell. You can keep it going as much as you want, even though there's no point to it. We'll have to do it for those two rails. But yeah, Mega. He is nothing more than a comic relief character, and I am fine with that.
Woo-wee! Does he look hungry? This cable I dredged up is covered with clams, barnacles, and all kinds of nasty. Kinda like the backer chick I picked up last night. Aha! Now this thing's hella slippery, so be careful. Once your board's loaded up with some tasty fish food, hop on out to that Bowie line, then jump over Fonzie. He'll do the rest. Yeah!
Yeah, he's a bit fucking crazy right now, but for the most part I can endure it because he's not a complete and utter unlikable piece of shit. Also, the shark jump is kind of cool, so I mean, it is a nice introduction into the oil rig level, which we're only going to be here for this part.
Thanks, kid. Old Fonzie just can't get enough of that.
So yeah, now we've kind of convinced Mega to help us out, I guess, and now we get to do some more stuff with him, including getting some more parts for the ranch, which we can't teleport to when we get a part this time, so yeah, we're stuck here.
Them derrick workers are beginning to think they got a leg longer than Master Mega himself. I think it's time to circumcise this problem. I've activated the pipes which cause the 3 pressure release valves to pop up. Take this lift behind me to the top so we can wrangle up some explosives and have ourselves a little bar mitzvah.
Alright, sure thing. Let's go and use one of these elevators, deck 2.
The blast caps are on top of the 2 pipes behind me. Now skate fetch them explosives.
I did have this one up the first time, which I'm sorry about that. But as you'll see, the tech doesn't appear ever again when you restart, so it's a bit of a glitch there, I guess. But there you go. Pretty easy.
Now here's where the fun begins. I've planted the explosives behind the U.S. gas sign, so I'm gonna need you to trigger it. To get up there, grind a rail, then jump to the tank rail. Ride that baby up, and then jump for the sign. A hard wall plant or sticker slap should trigger the explosive.
What? Are you insane? I'll be blown to bits.
Don't be such a sissy boy. The shockwave will throw you clear of the blast. Now get up there before anybody sees it.
Now, this goal, it's really awkward. You're supposed to jump at a certain time once you get this gap and all, in order for you to, there's get climb the tank, in order for you to then, stick us up this spot here, the sign. But by the time you, time it, you're gonna miss it. The best way I find of timing this is to jump at least as soon as the camera starts, like, zooming back in completely on you, like that.
Yeehaw! That done did it! That'll give them a severe case of erectile dysfunction. They don't sell pills that'll fix that. Thanks, kid. Oh, I'll head out to Green Pipes in a jiffy. Why don't you grab some pieces while you're here?
And yeah, now let's get to explore the oil rig and do some more stuff in order to get some more pieces for the ranch, which, again, we can't get back to the ranch when we get the piece. We can do that in any other level, in any other area. In the oil rig, when we get a part for the ranch, we don't get an option to go teleport to the ranch. We are stuck in the oil rig until we are done with pretty much all the missions in this area.
Hey, don't bug me. I'm a union worker and I'm busy. Just kidding. Union workers are never busy. We're always on break. Hey kid, I got a humdinger of a challenge for you. Make your way over to that crane and I'll show you. Just get to that crane platform so I can weld away at these balls under here.
And now it's time for an objective from a rather fun character, all things considered.
You know, life on the rig gets a bit lonely sometimes. And when a lonely man has time to think, he can only think of one thing. Skeeting! My need has compelled me to make the largest skeet ball course ever conceived. I've gooped up each of the 3 targets with some skeet slickum to give you a bit more speed. If you can hit the metal grate in each of the skeet targets, I'll shoot the skeet stuff out to your park. Now go and be the ball.
It has always been my dream to be the ball, sir. Anyway, all we gotta do here is acid drop into these cups, and then we'll plant or stick a slab to the grate, and that's it.
Hey, all right, you did it! Don't worry, I'm union, and this rig's insured. They'll likely fly in some replacement parts once they have a full tally of the damage.
Now, what is shitty is that 2 of the objectives will take us down to the bottom floor, in which there is absolutely nothing to do here. So, yeah, you gotta use the elevators to get back up. That can be obnoxious, considering there are 2 elevators, that is for floor 1 and floor 2, and this place can get kind of confusing to navigate and such because of that. But after some time, you do get sort of used to it.
Hey kid, get over here. The damn batch plant screwed the admixture, so the hydration cured some gnarly slag.
Yeah, once again in dumb guy talk this time.
Long story short, we need to knock out that wedge of concrete. Grind that rail and leap to the lower edge between the rails. Stick it and grind around the corner. When you get to the ledge, lean to the left and jump for the tip of the corner. That should do it.
Alright, this grind is a bit awkward, but it's not hard to pull off. You get grind the trim and rail to ledge from it, as well as one more gap from this. Pull it off and you're done, like so.
Nice work, kid. I guess that makes you the proud owner of a slightly used Type L slag wedge. Hey, I'll even send it out to your skate park for you.
And now it's time for an objective that people are unable to get done on the first go. I'm gonna show you how.
That damn welder, all he can think about is skating and labor unions. He was supposed to cut one of these pipes out, but installed valve wheel sockets instead. If that's not enough, he's placed them along the pipes where I can't get leverage to turn them. If you jump to each pipe from right to left, hitting each wheel, the chemicals will combine and blast the pipe out. It's not going to be easy, but if you hop over to another pipe as soon as you get up to speed, I'm sure you'll be okay.
Most people, when they try for this one, they will end up ending like this, where they just barely get to number 3 and then they go backwards. The way I managed to actually pull this off correctly is by doing that.
Way to go! You just trashed that lazy welder's work. For that, I'll send the pipe out to your park. No charge.
So yeah, time your balance very well, and you'll be able to get the speed necessary to make it through without having to build up anything, or even having to go back a second try of that thing. Also, here is another gap. Use this ramp here and then get upwards. It's a big jump, you can get vert climb from it. And now it's time for this to right inside this area.
Ah, poopy. Tried to send my girlfriend a text message with the rig's computer and the damn thing went haywire. Now 3 of our ships are disabled by the computer. The antennas need to be destroyed so the captains can regain control. To get to the ships, skate out to the end of the scaffold and spine transfer to the boats. You can take this blasted command console if you do it. I'll ship it out to your park myself.
This is another one where I wanted to pull off something, which is getting through all of these spine transfers without losing the speed gain from this fucking spine transfer. Because once you get this one, you start going real fucking far and fast. And you can easily lose all of it by fucking up your spine transfers, fuck up your speed and all that. I try my best to not fuck it up. Unfortunately, the game can randomly get you stuck. And it can randomly fuck you up that way. The ramps can just not work correctly because of it. And for me, that kind of happened. Because as soon as I got to this last ramp, it didn't quite work right. I still managed though.
Good work, kid. Nice form on your backstroke, by the way. The console is on its way to the ranch.
Damn straight! That there's enough steel for my salvage yard and to build me my new ride, Boatzilla! Yeah! Now get down here so we can get the stuff going.
The greatest party ever been here! Whose boat is this?
Yeah! Ladies, you keep flashing them hoo-haws and you gonna get a whole mess of makeup.
Becca! Get back here! You stupid! I'm gonna...
You might hate Mega for that. In fact, the game wants you to hate Mega for that, but I don't hate Mega for that because he's so cartoony and goofy as fuck. I kinda expected that from the character, and I'm fine with that. We do have to get out of here, but first, since it's the only time we're ever going to be in the oil rig, let's get to, take care of some gaps right now. Let's take care of all of them. First of all, you want to go ahead and grind over this big pipe like so for the pipe hop. Pretty simple. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and do a transfer across this spot here for the ramp transfer by the air area, the plane area I mean, and then drop down from there for vert drop. Then afterwards, do these 2 little grinds here for rail hop. Any kind of rail hop you can find will work. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and then grind across this gap here for walkway hurdle. We'll be seeing that gap later on because it's another gap that kind of coincides with it. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and use this kicker here to then grind onto the yellow rail over there for kicker to rail. We'll be using that kicker later on, don't worry, it comes into play a few times. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and drop down from this gap here, this small little hole, down to an acid drop for acid blind. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and use this weird, grind to grind here for past the pipe. Bit awkward to see, but that's how it works. There'll be another one involving that ramp that was next to it. After that, you want to go ahead and grind down below into this spot, which is awkward to pull off. Once you do, jump off, then grind on the yellow there for lip leaper and ledge to rail. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and use this yellow grind over here to then just drop down onto the grind down below here on this ramp in order to get level drop. Once under that one, you want to go ahead and then just use this whole entire manual here with this, ramp for manual up the ramp. Manual down does not exist. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and use this grind here to then jump down and grind the pipe down below. The pipe cutter requires a few attempts because it is a bit of an accuracy problem. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and grind this ledge all the way through. Just keep grinding until you get to the very end, like so. And then jump and grind on that for stay level. After that one, you want to go ahead and then use this ramp to get a weird grind up there for vert up to walkway. It's really awkward and dumb. You can also get the walkway hurdle gap from doing this, so, there's that as well. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and use this grind here to then grind down below to the ledge for a single heli drop. There is also double heli drop later on. But afterwards, grind the spot at the very end for surviving the seaside. Then afterwards, you want to go ahead and grind up one of these pipes all the way for Grand Ascension. Just choose one and go for it, don't, transfer around. Then jump off that kicker at the helipad and into a grind for helipad hurdle. Afterwards, you want to go ahead and use this ledge here to then go across for keep trimming, like so. Bit awkward, requires some pretty precise timing almost, but you can manage. And then after that, you want to go ahead and start from over here and manual down this entire walkway all the way to the helipad in order to get manual to the heli. After you're done with that one, you want to go ahead and then make sure you aim yourself just right from here to then grind this spot, jump across like that, and then grind one of those fans for marksman drop. Once done with that one, you want to go ahead and grind this entire rail, jump up the pipe from there, over to a little cross from kick there, off the pipe into another grind, then transfer down way below for vert plunge, like so, from the very top there. After that, you want to go ahead and use these grinds in order to then trans down to that spot for wing off the walkway. Once done with that one, you want to go ahead and then use these grinds to go down the ledge and then go down this ledge for double heli drop. Very simple stuff right there. Once got that out of the way, you want to go ahead and use this kicker to then go downwards in there and bank drop down below to get a slick kick. And then after that, you want to go ahead and use this grind to then grind over to this spot over here and then just drop down to that grind over across like so. Get off your board for a little bit of movement, grooving, zoobing. And then manual across this entire walkway from the bottom there to the top and all the way through for manual control room ramps. And then use this entire jump to bank drop down below, get upwards, and let's check this very spot right here for leaping lima bean. Really hard to get the speed for, really hard to get the ramp for. Once you make it through though, that's your last gap. And with that, that is all the gaps of the oil rig. So now what we got left is the main objective. So let's do the main objective.
I've got the safety inspector breathing down my neck about the suspended walkways. He's threatening to close the rig if I can't prove you can get to the helipad if the walkways were corroded out. So, pretend all the walkways are gone and that there's a chopper waiting for you. There are easy and not so easy ways to get there, but all I care about is that you get to that helipad. According to safety regulations, the elevators must be shut down, so don't bother trying. Now get to the chopper!
Yeah, sure thing. There's a lot of spots you can work with to actually get there. You can take an easy spot, you can take the spot they want you to go for, which I kind of do, but I also just kind of fuck around a little bit because I want to explore a little bit because I never actually do with this one. I then just stop bothering to do that because, you know, it'd be easier and, you know, faster for me to not fuck around like this. But yeah, this entire rampway is gone as well, so there you go. A lot of rampways are taken off, including ones that you wouldn't think were taken off. But they're still really easy spots to work with, so, yeah, it's still easy as fuck.
That's some imagination you got there. Now I got enough evidence to show the inspector that the rig is fine the way it is. That main vein oil drain is a different story. The welder loosened the cap, but said his carpal tunnel syndrome was acting up and couldn't finish the job. If you spine transfer over the helipad, you should have the momentum to bust that seal and get to Santa Monica.
And to complete this mission, spine right down below, and this is your exit out of here. This giant pipe down to the water. It will lead us straight back to Santa Monica, or Santa Cruz, or whatever. I don't fucking care. We're going straight back to the last level we were in before. And also, Mega texts us to let us know we gotta get back to the ranch because that crane he's using, it's not working too good. So we gotta help him out in making it work better. Also, this is a cool little set piece here, cool little camera angle and all to get us back to Santa Monica. Okay, I'm gonna jump cut over to the ranch, as we don't get a cutscene from here. We don't just get, teleported into the mission. We have to choose the mission from here, which is not something this game does much, for this area at least. The objective is pretty easy.
Dude, this crane done locked up on me. This old thing's crusty and rusty, just like my underdraws. You gotta shimmy way up there and lube up some of them parts. I'd do it myself, but I don't want to fall and bust up this new plate I just had put in my head.
So yeah, we're using our spray ability to spray oil onto the parts. We're not tagging, we're instead using an oil can in order to, loosen up the bolts a bit. Making sure everything's not getting all fucking jammed and all. Which you can kind of see is a little awkward in how the parkour works in this one. But for the most part, I don't hate this mission. I just think it's kind of it exists, it's a thing, it lets us do a spray thing for main missions. It's fine. Platforming's a bit awkward, as you can tell, because shit does get in the way really easily, but otherwise it's just fine.
Hey, I just got a call from Boone. That Rage case got into a fight with the Black Widows gang in East LA, and they locked his butt in a drain pipe.
Black Widows?
The Black Widows are the most dangerous gang in all of Los Angeles. Boone's really in trouble.
How do I get to East LA?
Head through Hollywood, into downtown, and find the Belmont graffiti tunnel to get to East LA. But watch out, the Black Widows are everywhere. If you can get past them, you can help out Boone.
Of course Boone gets in more shit than he should have. For fuck's sake. So yeah, the Black Widows. The Black Widows mission is... it's really fucking stupid. It will lead us to why we had to do the graffiti and the bike stuff in the first place. Which is why if you haven't gotten all your tags already from the, the 4 levels you've gone through and gotten them done, as well as taking care of all the bike shit, you won't be able to progress through here. And by the way, we have done everything of the graffiti and the bike stuff. So at this point, our only substance of getting money is from the money sign. Oh, by the way, that cannon's here, and if you go to it right now, you get to play a pitch and shooting game. Of course, the pitches are very small to see, and they kind of blend in with the background because they're just kind of small gray characters that fly about on a very beige-looking area. And, yeah, it's just not really fun. The highest score I got was about 3. You can easily get more if you know where the fuck they are, and if the game doesn't bug out and, like, disappear them for no good reason, and also doesn't, bug out your fucking shots as well, which it will if you keep shooting rapidly like that. But yeah, for the most part, this is essentially just an optional little minigame for you to play for... A high score doesn't actually matter at all because the game will never actually count this high score you're making. It just exists. So, yeah, this is kind of how you practice for, the whole shooting thing. This is how you get used to actually using this thing if you want to, practice a bit before the awful mission. Most people will never do this, but it exists just in case. Jumping back to downtown, as we are now going to go ahead and meet the Black Widows, which are going to tell us exactly what we need to do in order to be a part of their crew. Because yes, in order to save Boone, we have to join the gang that has entrapped Boone.
Yo, man, you can't come through here unless you've earned it. The Belmont Tunnel is for serious graffiti writers only.
Oh, I can bomb. Haven't you seen my tags around?
Not here. Talk to Hector. If he's cool with you, then we're cool with you. Some advice, homie. Hector only talks to dudes rocking the Black Widow's tattoo. Jorge has a tattoo shop in Santa Monica. He'll hook you up, man. Get inked with the Black Widow's tattoo on your chest, and then see Hector. He's here in downtown by the parking garage ramp.
This is such a terrible fucking idea, and yet for some reason we're gonna do it anyway. Great. So first of all, go back to Santa Monica and go to the only graffiti shop you can go to, the tattoo shop I mean, in order to get a Black Widow tattoo.
This is where the true Black Widows get their art.
That is the only time he ever says that, for this mission. And yes, it's $30 to get a tattoo for the fucking Black Widows.
Your style, bro. See you
I don't think you
soon.
ever have to keep this, and also you can choose to keep your shirt on or not. Go back, and then go to the man, you can talk to him, do your thing, which I'm doing next time, but I'm also doing something else next time, because there is something that we need to address. And it is something that people don't even notice much in this game, even though it is such a fucking problem. And we'll be going for that next time.